He replied, "All right," and proceeded to close the gate. As he moved slowly, he suddenly spotted a man lying on the ground, seemingly putting on an act. He walked up to him and asked, "Why are you pretending to be dead?" He told him to stop the theatrics and stand up, threatening to finish him off. When he refused to rise, he grabbed him by the neck and dragged him inside to the room where the boss was seated, shoving him in.
Standing behind him while the boss sat in front, he declared, "If you don't kill the boss, I'll kill you. People like you ought to be wiped out." Bad guy couldn't figure out what to do. He realized he couldn't possibly take down so many monsters, and certainly not the boss, all by himself. Just then, the monsters advanced toward him. Terrified, he was paralyzed with fear. The monsters closed in and began tearing him apart. That was exactly the fate awaiting him, and it seemed his end had come right there. Meanwhile, the man was watching the scene calmly from behind as blood splattered everywhere. After killing all the monsters, he began to make their way out. Meanwhile, the leader was speaking with the female manager outside. She explained the situation to Woo Jin-Chul just as the person in charge arrived to assess the actual state of affairs. He asked the girl how long it had been since everyone left. It had been 40 minutes. But then he realized that if it was possible to come out without leaving everyone behind, why had he done what he did? Suddenly, he noticed the two people standing outside and realized that one of them was him, yet he couldn't fully recognize him. He had changed so much. Instead of doing that, he began to say to them, "I am sorry. Please forgive us. Please pardon me for the fact that one of our employees has caused you such significant harm." The protagonist then thought, "It's not the time to be full of myself just because I killed the B-rank hunter. The person standing before me possesses far greater power than I do. I need to become even more powerful to take them down one by one." Without wasting any time, he asked them who had killed the person inside. The leader replied, "I did it." And he asked, "Do you even have the rank for this?" The leader retorted, "You see my rank is C. Now look at who is standing behind me," pointing towards the woman. The leader then realized it was plausible. The woman could have helped kill him. Hearing them, Woo Jin-Chul began to wonder if the leader might have been able to finish the task had he accepted help. It's all okay. As the group was preparing to leave, he approached the leader and asked why he had lied. He remarked that he was surely concealing his true skills for some reason. Then, Woo Jin-Chul stepped up to him and warned him to be careful. After saying this, he thought to himself, "You have certainly become much stronger than before, but I am still warning you. The man you killed had a brother, an S-rank hunter who was incredibly powerful. He will surely come to take revenge on you for finishing off his brother. That is why I am telling you this." Then Woo Jin-Chul started to leave the place, and standing there, he thought, "I will finish him off. I will become so powerful." He had just caught his breath for a moment and remarked that he could finally find some peace. The young woman looked at him and felt a sense of relief. He met her the following evening, and she told him, "I was in great distress, but couldn't seem to do anything about it. You've really changed a lot since before. It's clearly visible." The girl went on to say, "It was agreed that once you made it out of there alive, the two of us would have dinner together. But look, I want to return this to you now." The young man was completely taken aback, realizing she was retiring from this life. She explained, "Yes, I won't stay here anymore. I want to go back to my old home in the village." The boy stood there for a long while, gazing at the girl, who appeared happy. Finally, she waved goodbye and said she was leaving. The boy then remarked, "All right, I found a new reason to become even stronger, as a formidable enemy is now after me." The next day, the protagonist was startled to witness a bizarre scene. A group of people standing there, helpless, one with a broken leg, another drinking alcohol, and a little girl. The sight of that little girl left him completely shocked. He then asked the good boy next to him how he had found this place, specifically addressing her as a little girl. But she stepped forward and said, "I'm not a child. I'm grown up and go to college." Looking at her, the young man replied, Well, you still look like a child. You don't have to go inside. The two of us will go in, if you just sit here quietly." Then the boy said to them, "You all stay here. We'll be back in a moment." Those standing outside were wondering how the mission would be accomplished, given that only 2 people were going in. Then the young man asked, "Why are you worrying so much about the money?" They replied, "Fair enough. What does it matter to us? We'll take the money, do the job, and sit tight. That's exactly what we're here to do." He wondered what he was looking at, and the boy explained, "I ordered this special gear, a suit of armor that will help save me."
But when he touched it, he toppled over. It was so heavy that he couldn't sit at all. He thought, "Why did you bring this here? Take it off right now or I won't lift you up at all." He was getting furious. He had taken everything off, but kept the helmet on his head. Seeing this, the protagonist was completely startled. As the two of them went inside, the people in the house wondered if they would make it out alive. One of them said, "What do we have to lose? Let's go. We're sure to get a lot of money here." Then a man said, "Don't worry, they will escape. Everyone just sits quietly here." After quite some time had passed, everyone saw the boy emerging alone. They started taunting him, asking if he had run away out of fear. However, everyone was completely stunned when they saw the two of them coming out together and the gate closing behind them. They were shocked at how the pair had managed to successfully complete the entire mission. Then the boy said to them, "Come, let's go somewhere else. There's a mission there that the two of us will complete while you all wait outside." They were all taken aback, and the little girl was stunned. Meanwhile, a man received a report that a young guy was purchasing lots of C-rank mission gates at an exorbitant price and successfully completing the missions. He was completely stunned by the news. Upon investigating the situation and hearing the young man's name, he realized, "I don't know him personally, but Bui-san from a major company." The person who heard that name was also shocked, for it was the very same young man who had survived against all odds. He began to reflect on the situation, sensing that something significant lay hidden beneath the surface, something he needed to uncover. He instructed his team to gather every piece of information available on the two individuals. They set to work immediately, realizing the importance of the task. After all, these were people who had managed to survive against all odds. They were clearly no ordinary figures, and there was likely something major to be discovered. The man had just set out to find out more about them when one of his associates called out from behind, asking where he was going. He replied that he was heading to the place where they had already started working. He was completely taken aback. Meanwhile, inside, the monsters were being dealt heavy damage, causing his skills to level up significantly and allowing him to activate a series of new skills in rapid succession. Since his power had increased significantly compared to before, he faced no difficulty and was swiftly finishing everyone off. The monster's blood was splattering everywhere, and he was able to extract everything from the scene. The boy was clearly enjoying it. You can see on the screen just how powerful he had become, making the task effortless for him. You can also observe the significant level ups he has achieved. He had paused at a spot to recharge for a moment, when suddenly a hulking figure rushed at him from behind, intent on killing him. He dodged the attack and finished the monster off using his superior speed. He was feeling good about his own capabilities when suddenly a system message arrived at his core level stating that you can see a new mission in front of the screen, one he has to accept, yet for which he needs to become more powerful, and realizing this was making him a bit anxious. Meanwhile, the two of them arrived outside the gate and were completely taken aback by the scene. Everyone was just sitting quietly, doing nothing. Suddenly, a young woman approached them and asked what they were doing there. When the man asked what they were doing, the girl replied, "We are hunters." Upon hearing the girl's words, the man grasped the situation. The two of them were working alone inside, while the others waited outside to ensure nothing went wrong. The protagonist had been completing the mission solo. Suddenly, he emerged and told the young man that some missions would have to be delayed because a task had come up. The young man replied, "It's no problem. Nothing will get mixed up, and we can hold on to it. There's time. There's no need to cancel." He said, "All right, we'll see about it later." As he was leaving the place, he ran into this man. The man handed him his card, took him to a coffee shop, seated him, and said, "Don't worry, I just wanted to have a word with you." The man then said to the protagonist, "There is no need for a long conversation. I'll get straight to the point. It would be great if you joined our group." He started asking him what his company's total valuation was. He replied, it would be around 50 billion. He was completely taken aback by the offer, the suggestion that the entire building might simply be handed over to him. He was stunned, wondering if the person across from him was playing some kind of trick. The idea that such a valuable building would just be given away left him utterly shocked. He exclaimed so loudly upon hearing this that the people sitting nearby turned to look at him. Composing himself, the protagonist said, "Look, since that boy offered me such a large sum, surely you will offer me double that amount." He was startled by his words and replied, "I am not lying. I have proof." The man then said that a financial matter of this magnitude wasn't something for him to decide, that the people working with him above were the ones who could make that call. As he was walking away, saying, "I'm done here. I have nothing more to say," the other person realized he might be missing a golden opportunity. He turned back and asked, "Where did you get information about me?" When he looked up after hearing that, he saw no one in front of him, and there was a small cut on his cheek.
From behind, the protagonist said, "Don't say much. Just listen quietly and don't turn around to look." They continued, "Look, I work discreetly. No one finds out anything about me." He said, "I came to you regarding this matter without knowing anything about you beforehand, okay?" Meanwhile, I thought to myself, because I complete these tasks so quickly, everyone is finding out about me, even though his men are sitting outside. If he knows too much about me, then I'll have to handle him. Hearing this, the man replied, "I'll take care of my man. That won't be a problem. He'll do exactly what I tell him to." After hearing this, he deactivated one of his skill, stepped forward, and said, "All right, I have to honor your request, so I want to make you an offer. If you accept it, I will listen to what you have to say regarding our missions, but you have to purchase our missions 300 million price worth each." He was completely taken aback upon hearing this and worried that it would result in a loss for them. The other person then said, "Look, if you want to work with me, you have to take a bit of a risk. I'll give you a great opportunity later on." When they shook hands, he agreed, saying, "All right, we'll do it." The other person then said, "Here, I'm giving you a gift. Just eat this," and poured a medicine onto his mouth, causing the blood and the wound to vanish instantly. As he was leaving, he asked if I could be trusted to keep my word. After he left, one of his associates arrived and asked what had happened, inquiring if something had occurred. The man told him there was no problem and that I had managed to pull off a major deal. Later, he called the boy to say that the time had come to sell those missions, adding that I had already sold them to someone at a very high price. The next day, when the man went to the office, he was completely shocked to learn that the value of the missions he had purchased had dropped significantly. He realized he had bought them at an inflated price and incurred a massive loss. Just then, he received a text message from an unknown number stating that no research should be made to that specific number. He realized he had been fooled. However, he then remarked, "It doesn't matter. A small loss is acceptable, and at least I've secured a good number. Money isn't the main thing here. Trust is what matters most."